Hello, and a very warm welcome to Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1, coming to live from the broadcasting house in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. My name is Giverson, Maina, and we take you straight to matters education, where the ongoing drought in Kajiado County is increasingly disrupting the education sector. A sector with attendance dropping and dozens of learners at risk of losing or rather missing secondary school education. And according to the National Drought Management Authority, more than 64,000 families in the county are facing food shortages, with Kajiado Central and West sub-counties among the worst affected. Here is Ian Nzive with the details.
As the scorching sun continues to blaze in Oiti village in Kajiado Central Sub-County, the ravaging drought is now affecting schools' attendance, with several public primary schools reporting lower learner turnout since schools reopened, as families migrate to neighboring counties in search of pasture and water for livestock.
Wanafunzi wengi tangu tulipofungua shule hawajaingia shuleni, na hii ni wiki ya pili. Hii ni kwa sababu ya changamoto ya njaa. Wanafunzi wengi hawajarudi shuleni kwa sababu hakuna chakula.
The drought has also disrupted the transition of learners to senior secondary schools, with at least 40 candidates who sat last year's Kenya Junior School Education Assessment unable to report to their respective senior schools due to lack of school fees.
Sometimes we go without eating, as well as sitting for the national exam. We just go without even drinking tea. So naomba tu mtusaidie, mtuelimishe ili nianze nitimize ndoto yangu ya kuwa sergeant.
Wanafunzi wamemaliza junior, they are 5. Wale wa Kenya wako primary wako 10. Wale wengine wako secondary wana chochote, anarusha wana fees. Wakikuja nyumbani na kawa tena tuna kitu Kenya tunakula nyumbani.
Parents say repeated seasons of drought, including the severe 2020 to 2022 spell, wiped out their livestock, leaving households with little income to support education, as the current conditions continue to strain already vulnerable communities.
Hakuna ng'ombe kabisa, hakuna mfuko, hakuna chochote, na watoto wamejaa. Na mimi yuko mabibi 3, watoto yangu ni mingi, yuko shuleni yote. 5 wamemaliza, grade 9, wote yuko nyumbani.
Residents are calling on the government to intervene and alleviate the already harsh conditions that they have to endure. Ian Ziva for Lunchtime News.
Now, away from that, grade 10 students across the country continue to report to school. There are those, despite posting good results, may not report to school due to lack of school fees. Now, Leon Odhiambo, a grade 9 pupil at St. Clement's Orthodox Primary School in Riruta Dagoretti South constituency, scored 65 points, but couldn't afford school fees to attend Ober Boys High School in Homa Bay County. Now, his lifeline has, however, come through a long-term sponsorship program supported by His Eminence Archbishop Andreas Macarius of the Orthodox Church in Kenya. Now, Bear Boys High School Senior Principal Tom Mboya expressed excitement in receiving the learner, describing him as a bright student who has a great potential for the future.
So we thank all our people who are really supporting us to see that we are giving to our less privileged boys and girls to receive the best education.
The help of Archbishop Macarius, he helped us from grade 1 to grade 8. He has sponsored us a lot.
And learning is going on. We have already started learning for Form 3 and 4. And the new students in grade 10 are also being admitted. And once we finish the admission, learning will start immediately. So we are very happy.
And still matters education. Students of Kibingei Secondary School in Belgut, Kericho County have received mentorship and empowerment sessions led by Janet Ruto, the president of Godbaga International, a Dallas-based organization, accompanied by brand ambassadors of Kenya Tourism Board and Magical Kenya. They donated sanitary towels to the girls and other items after the mentorship session. Now, the Godbaga president urged professionals to give give back to their communities. She has urged the girls to focus on their studies, raising concerns of rising cases of teen pregnancies. The leaders encourage those successful to assist the less fortunate in the society and come up with programs which can uplift the community.
To empower young women to be who they want to be. If you have a dream, you can always accomplish it. Put God first and you'll be able to get anywhere in the world.
So coming here, it's really empowering my girls here to becoming young women. A lot of it has to do, even coming today and seeing how wonderful and sweet they are.
This afternoon, I joined these girls to empower them, to mentor them, and to tell them that anything they do is possible. I believe that when you educate a child, when you educate a girl, you educate a community. And this afternoon, it is my encouragement that we educate our children irrespective of their gender.
Now, a section of business owners at Maina market in Kanyenye, Bomachoge, have lost property estimated at 3 million shillings in a fire incident at the wee hours of Friday morning. Now, residents have called upon the KBC County government to station a fire engine nearby, ensuring rapid responses to future emergencies. Now, while addressing the media, chairperson of Magongo Market, Joel Onduso Abuga, pointed out that the congested access roads, a result of poor urban planning, hindered efforts to save the merchandise during the crisis.
Mke usiku asubuhi ya leo kapata kwamba vitu vyetu vimeungua bila kujua sababu ni ipi. Chanzo cha moto hatukijui ile.
Wakati gari letu lilikuja ilipata kama vitu vimeungua vimeisha. Waje tunasema ni asante kwa sababu lilifika. Kwa hivyo serikali yetu kuu na serikali yetu ya county mweze kuangalia haya masoko ambaye yako na biashara kubwa.
And now we take you to Laikipia County, where Laikipia West Deputy County Commissioner David Bowen has called for the peaceful management and resolution of the ongoing dispute over a controversial 23,000-acre parcel of land in Rumuruti, Laikipia County. The land, which has become a focal point of tension among local communities, is at the center of an ownership battle with the squatters who claim to have occupied the land for 38 years, demanding their share. These as the Madira Kihundui Gisharaga Farmers Association, consisting of over 5,000 members, claims ownership of the land, having acquired it in 1974.
Tukuwe na hiyo orodha ndio tuweze kupelekea kwa maafisa ya lands, so that wakati wanakuja kufanya resurveying ndio wanajua ni nani na nani, ndio wapangwe vizuri. Sawa sawa. Wamadira wamesema vizuri, sijui kama ulikuwa wapi. Washauza shamba and it is not reversible. Sababu ni ile kitu inaitwa willing buyer, willing seller. Hiyo imeenda. Unda kamati yako ile ulikuwa umeunda, mujimobilize, muuze mbuzi, mwende Madira muelewane ni pesa ngapi nini. Mahali shamba inauzwa ni kwa ofisi. Ya pili, kama kuna Wamadira ambao walikoni nyinyi pesa, enda kwa police station, tafuta DCIO, andika statement useme ni nani na nani.
Now, people living with HIV in Nairobi County have petitioned the judiciary to dismiss a case challenging a 208 billion shillings US government funding for Kenya's health sector. Now, Busia Senator Okiya Omtata filed the case in High Court December last year, arguing that a funding framework to benefit Kenya's health institutions in the next 5 years was signed without a public participation and parliamentary approval. Now, however, the Nation Empowerment Network of People Living with HIV and AIDS in Kenya, NEFAC, Nelson Otuoma, director, led tens of demonstrators in Nairobi Central District in protest of Senator Omtata's case. The demonstrators urge judiciary and parliament to urgently intervene and safeguard critical donor funding supporting HIV, TB and malaria programs in the country. Now, the groups warn that blocking the funds could reverse years of gains and put over 1.4 million Kenyans at risk.
$1.4 people living with HIV, they are living healthy because of the support we are getting, and the care they are getting from the support. So we believe stopping the funding to come to Kenya means that no one cares for people who are living with HIV, TB and malaria.
Okiya Omtata, he's a senator Busia County. Busia County is one of the county that is hard hit by triple threat and is aware of that. So when he's blocking the support that is coming to support HIV treatment amongst especially the young people, I think there is a lot to be desired.
US funding has come now and they want to help Kenya to continue forward with providing care to people who have TB, malaria and people who have HIV. A senator has gone to court. So we are here in parliament and we are saying we'll come back when they are in session, that we want parliament to take their responsibility seriously.
Now, Faith Wekesa, a grade 9 learner from the informal settlement of Kawangware in Nairobi, could not hide her joy after scoring 63 points in the recent KGCSE examinations. The bright pupil has been admitted to Lugulu Girls High School program in Bungoma County, marking a major milestone in her academic journey. Now, Director of Excellence Schools, Dr. Moses Wakono, who received faith at Te School, noted that, her school noted that her success is a clear example that through adequate support, hard work and discipline, all learners can excel and secure spaces in good schools and help change the narrative of their lives.
We are very, very grateful, and in the future we are hoping that actually it is going to be even better when she joins grade 10 this year, and after grade 12 she is going to go straight to university because she is a capable girl.
I've joined Lugulu Girls, which is a national school, and I'm proud of myself. I'm so happy because it's such a big surprise to be in such a school that performs so well. So I think I'm happy to be here, and it feels good to be here.
As at now, the admission is ongoing, and when you look at the clock, it is headed to noon, but we have received almost 1,000 learners, and more are yet to come.
And I will take you to Homa Bay County, where the Homa Bay County Woman Representative Joyce Osogo Bensouda is currently speaking. She is launching the 7th edition of Back to School program that is targeting over 10,000 students across that particular county. Listen in.
The entire county government of Homa Bay, our county governor excellency, Governor Mama Gladys Atieno Nyasuna Wanga. I know she's represented here by our able Waziri, whom I will give time, Waziri in charge of environment. Obro Chungmalo, Obro Woyo. I want to welcome and submit apology of other MPs, and specifically the apology Honorable Boyd Were. Honorable Mujumbe Boyd Were registered his apology and said that he would send his representative. Is the representative from the office of Mheshimiwa Were here? Were representative? If he's here, he'll also be given the opportunity. I'm also registering the presence of Great Lakes University. I will give him time to talk to all of us. I'm registering the presence of Kenya Medical Training College, Homa Bay. One of them will speak. I'm giving the sub-county of Agorosare. One of them will speak. I'm also having managing directors in charge of various issues. They'll be given time to speak. And before the chief guest rises, I would also want to say that we have our able and competent great lady, County Director of Education, Madam Hayemba Makofi Kwake. We also have our TSC County Director, my friend brother, Ndugu Melton, wakati wake utafika. We have the gender officer, Homa Bay. She will also stand and speak. We also have our deputy governor. And now, away from Homa Bay matters. And now, the government's push to grow Kenya's aviation sector has received a boost from a new international training pathway that could see hundreds of young Africans access advanced aerospace education in China. This without bearing the full cost of studying abroad. Now, Kenya-based aviation institutions have established a training collaboration with one of Asia's leading aerospace universities, positioning Nairobi as a regional launch pad, or rather launch pad. Now, away from that, religious and community leaders in Lamu County have received, or rather renewed, calls for the national government to lift the 12-year-old dusk to dawn curfew, saying the restriction has affected the local economy, scared away investors and violated residents' constitutional rights. Now, the curfew, which runs from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m., was imposed in 2013, following cases of insecurity in the region. However, leaders now say the security situation has significantly improved and that it is time to shift a focus from emergency controls to economic recovery. Speaking in Mpeketoni during an interfaith and community leaders sensitization workshop, the leaders said the curfew has crippled business operations, limited movement and undermined major government investments such as Lamu Port and the Lamu South Sudan-Ethiopia Transport Lapset Corridor.
Ikiwa Lamu kumewekwa curfew 6 to 6 kwa miaka 11. Hilo ni jambo ambalo litamfanya yule mwekezaji ajihisi kwamba yeye hayuko kwenye usalama, na tukiangalia Lamu usalama huko, watu wanaendelea na maisha yao, kila kitu kinaenda sawa, hakuna shida yoyote, ambapo ukiangalia kuna kaunti zingine ziko na shida kuliko Lamu, lakini hakuna ugandamizaji huu. Kwa hivyo tunaambia serikali iweke roadblock, iweke mikakati ya kumiliki na kuhifadhi usalama katika jimbo letu la Lamu, na itufungulie barabara zetu tuweze kutembea 24/7.
Na sasa kuna makampuni mengi sana, ikiwa kuna new companies kama Baska, kuna Dreamline ambayo ilikuwa zamani pia Tawakal. Hizi zote zinasafu kutoka Lamu na zinaenda through mpaka Nairobi. Sasa kuna usafiri kwa hakuna Lamu Nairobi sasa huko. Kuna usafiri wa kutoka Lamu mpaka Nakuru ulikuwa hakuna sasa huko. Lakini la kusikitisha ni kwamba magari yakija pale, kuna sehemu inaitwa Gamba, hayawezi kupita hapo hata saa 12 mpaka ifike saa 1 jua limechomoza kabisa. Kwa hivyo hayo ni masikitiko yetu. Tuwa demand sisi kwamba serikali ituachilie hiyo nafasi yetu.
Now listen to this. A food app to combat food wastage and losses is set to be launched in Kenya. Now, the app will offer a digital solution to the country's growing food wastage or the waste crisis. The app connects restaurants, supermarkets and hotels directly with consumers, allowing businesses to sell surplus and near expiry food at heavily discounted prices instead of throwing it away. Now, the platform will also reduce the 30 to 40% of food loss annually to waste while offering affordable food options and cutting losses for businesses. The app will also track food saved and emissions reduced, supporting sustainability and zero waste efforts.
The most affected, of course, are restaurants, hotels, and retailers, especially supermarkets. And for supermarkets, actually, they're realizing double losses, both in terms of daily wastage and final days. What Msosi does is businesses will be able to list surplus inventory, and then customers will be able to access these products through the Msosi app at a fraction of the cost. The whole point is to get it moving, and the only way you get it moving is by selling it affordably. So that's the problem and the solution for everybody.
Now, the government's push to grow Kenya's aviation industry, or rather, sorry for that, I take you to Meru County, where there was a drama in Eleare Market in Igembe North Sub-County, Meru County, after a scuffle ensued between the Kenya Power and Lighting Company officials and the area residents. This is after the irate residents attacked the KPLC officials when they tried to disconnect electricity power, with which the KPLC claimed that it was illegally connected. Now, according to the residents, the KPLC officials arrived to the market early in the morning and started disconnecting the electricity without a notice. Now, the residents claimed that for years they have been using the electricity and wondered why KPLC wants to disconnect the power now.
Hapa watu wanakuja wanatuambia ni operation. Hakuna mtu ambaye alikuwa ametutaarifu hata kutakuwa na hii operation. Lakini tumeona wamekuja wamekatakata vikingi. Hii vikingi ni pesa ya serikali, ushuru yetu ambayo tumelipa. Hii ni review wako nayo.
Kama kuna mahali tunaweza fuatia sheria vile inafaa, Kenya Power iko na haki yao na sisi kama wananchi tuko na haki yetu. Hapo ndio tunafaa kufuatia ile ashara tuko nayo leo. Kenya Power kama hawakufuatia utaratibu watulipe.
Hiyo stima iko yako njana ama usiku imeisi hapo. Kwa nini hoja wao ikata siku nyingine?
Sisi tunafaa kujua
hiyo makosa imetokea leo
ya ukora ya Kenya
ama hiyo makosa ni kuwekelea.
Another story from Meru County takes us to a very short commercial break. Don't go too far. Still so much more coming your way.
Kila Jumamosi saa 1 jioni kuna sauti mbili zinazotawala anga ya habari. Dada wawili pacha, magwiji wa ulingo wa habari.
Karibu sana katika Dira ya Magwiji.
Magwiji kwa upekee wa sauti, mtindo.
Katika enzi ya sasa iliyosheheni mabadiliko,
tuko ange kukuletea taarifa, fafanuzi kutoka kila pembe ya dunia.
Jamila na Wanjiru wanakupeleka kwenye safari ya taarifa, uchambuzi na uhodari wa matukio yanayotikisa dunia.
Tunajizatiti kukupa taarifa sahihi na kwa wakati.
Habari kwa jicho la kitaalam.
Tuna hamu na hamamu katika kuuliza maswali stahiki yenye kuwajibisha,
na sauti ya uhalisia.
Tupe sikio na macho kwa taarifa za kina.
Dira ya Magwiji, pacha wa habari, kila Jumamosi saa 1 jioni hapa KBC Channel 1.
Don't just stand there silently. Tell me the name of the man who called you.
I don't have the least idea. I'm sure it's someone who just dialed the wrong number.
No, Mom.
Anyway, if at any given moment you decide to start the paperwork, you know that you can count on me.
I wonder why the heck you insist on harassing me.
I just wanted to speak with you because the last time that we met, we didn't separate on the best of terms, Rebecca.
Marcelo was right. He was right all the time, Nora. You staged a suicide attempt to make my father feel guilty. This was a plan engineered by you and your mentally ill mother.
As a teacher, what are you going through? What would you want parents, guardians, and the society at large to know? How can we help? How can we stand with you?
More safe spaces whereby teachers can feel safe, even pouring out what we are going through.
The schools cannot afford psychologists. Why can't we have psychologists placed at county levels, sub-county levels, where teachers, students, parents, everybody can access them?
So it is very important for the teachers to realize that it's okay not to be okay, and seek help where necessary, and also try to find coping mechanisms so that you can be in the good mental state.
And welcome back. You're watching Lunchtime News on KBC Channel 1. My name is Giverson, Maina, and our sign language interpreter is Ann Wangeshi. Now, Busia Senator Okia Omtata has hit back at claims by Governor Paul Otuoma that he's sabotaging ongoing government projects through court actions. Now, Omtata said he only challenges projects he believes are not anchored on proper legal and procurement procedures. Now, speaking during a funeral in Musokoto village, Nambale constituency, Senator Omtata dismissed the accusations, saying his interventions are guided by law, transparency, and his constitutional oversight role. Now, he further called on Governor Otuoma to publicly clarify the projects initiated under his administration, revealing that he has commissioned a forensic audit for the year 2022 to 2023 financial year, following claims of a 5.2 billion shillings loss.
Deputy Governor, wameshinda citizen wakinikosoa ati nimepinga miradi Kenya hii, na mimi nitawaambia sijapinga mradi ambao unatii sheria. Mambo ya kusema tutaletea maendeleo kinyume cha sheria sitakubali. Kama hii ya Money Market, udongo wa serikali, kwa nini mnataka kuinunua? Udongo tayari ni ya serikali, mnataka kuinunua kwa nini? And I commissioned an audit, a forensic audit ya budget ya 2022-2023. Out of a budget of 8.6 billion shillings, 5.2 was stolen. Sijazuia miradi Busia, nataka mfanye kitu kulingana na sheria.
Now, learning was temporarily disrupted at St. Matthew's Munganga Mixed Day Secondary School after angry parents stormed the institution, demanding answers from the head teacher who, over poor performance in national examinations for the past 2 years. The parents accused the school administration of failing to improve academic standards despite a timely payment of school fees. Take a look.
Tension gripped St. Matthew's Munganga Mixed Day Secondary School as parents gathered within the compound, demanding accountability from the school leadership over what they termed as declining academic performance. Led by Edwin Opaki and Sabina Ambani, the parents accused head teacher of failing to put in place effective measures to improve results, despite parents consistently supporting the school financially.
Hakuna hata mwanafunzi mmoja aliweza kupata marks nampeleka kwa chuo kikuu. Mwalimu wetu mkuu tunalalamika kwake kuwa hana uhusiano mzuri na wanafunzi wetu, hana zile program za kusaidia wanafunzi ili waweze kuwa na matokeo bora.
Na wazazi tunajaribu kulipa fee, si ati tunashindwa, na akiita mikutano wa tunakuja.
Sasa ombi letu kubwa ni watuletee mwingine huyo, atuoni kama tutaenda naye mbele.
Following the standoff, Mumias East Deputy County Commissioner Beatrice Odira, accompanied by education officials from the area, convened an emergency meeting with key stakeholders in an effort to restore calm and find a lasting solution. Meanwhile, school heads in Kisii County are raising concerns after dozens of learners who were admitted into secondary schools without appearing in the education system due to pending transfer approvals.
But the challenge we are experiencing in these grade 10 admissions, there are those students who are transferred and their cases are pending. So getting the password to admit them is becoming a challenge. And I'm requesting the government if they can hurry up on those particular cases which the students requested for the transfers.
At the same time, schools continue to admit students whose parents are unable to pay school fees in cash, instead offering food items such as firewood and cereals amid tough economic times. St. Mary's Nyamagwa Girls Principal Melen Nyaberi says nearly 200 out of 350 learners at the school are not reflected in the system, largely due to unresolved transfer cases.
We are experiencing students who are coming without fee, even the uniforms, and the major challenge is because the bonuses of Machani Chai and also the drought which they experience, the parents are having a challenge of school fees.
In Kikuyu and Kabete constituencies, 28 grade 10 students have a reason to smile after they became beneficiaries of the government-sponsored Elimu scholarship for the entire 3 years in senior secondary. While handing over the scholarship to the students, Kikuyu Deputy County Commissioner Charles Laboso said the number of the applicants were more than 700 students.
Now it's time to make sense of the shilling. Now Kenya is in talks with coffee buyers in United States of America, China and Japan as the country seeks to boost exports and earnings from the cash crop. And I was speaking during the Kenya National Taste of Harvest competition. Coffee Directorate Director Felix Muturi said the focus is on securing more buyers of specialty coffee that fetches premium prices in the international market.
Emerging market. We have Korea is also another emerging market. We have Malaysia. We have North Africa, that is Morocco, Algeria, Egypt. Those are all emerging markets. And the ministry is so much supporting us to make sure that we win on this market.
Improve our coffee, because once we get the best coffee, we get the premium prices on the international market. As you know, our coffee goes through the auction, and the best coffees normally get the best prices. And that's why we have this activity to ensure that Kenya is publicized as a source of specialty coffees in the country.
Now, plans are underway to set up national animal feed reserves to reduce billions of shillings lost during a drought to safeguard livestock and pastoralist livelihoods. Now, Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe highlighted the devastating impact of past droughts. Now, noting that the last one claimed over 2.5 million livestock and caused economic losses of over 50 billion shillings, crippling pastoralist communities.
Experiencing a drought crisis following consecutive failed rainy seasons. The National Drought Management Authority has identified 23 counties facing critical food and water shortages, with livestock-dependent regions in the arid and semi-arid lands being the most severely impacted. Severe forage and water scarcity has led to thousands of deaths of cattle, sheep and goats.
County governments ifikirie pia
vile tunaweza kusaidia na chakula ya mifugo. If we know for a fact that a drought is coming, let us prepare for the drought as we prepare for human food.
Kagwe says hay, silage and other fodder will be stockpiled at National Animal Feed Reserve depots during the rainy period and released during dry spells.
Watu wanasema tuweke water pans na kila kitu, lakini hata water pan inaisha, inakauka. So we need to think differently.
Under the plan, county governments would lead implementation of the National Animal Feed Reserves and cooperatives acting as delivery agents.
And this can only happen if the national government is also working with the county governments. The county governments must take initiative. It is a devolved function.
Sylvia Gatti for Lunchtime News.
To Homa Bay County, where our very own Simon Achola is interviewing the Homa Bay County Member of Parliament.
It is good. We will support you. Our CEO, karibu sana.
Well, good afternoon, Giverson, Maina. Indeed, we are in Homa Bay County, and this is a life-changing program. In its 7th edition, the Women County MP of Homa Bay County launching a 10,000 students back-to-school program that endeavors to see girls and, of course, students from humble background getting an opportunity to education. And, of course, she's here. She'll actually just give us what this program entails and what other programs she's actually done now. She's actually launching lives of people of Homa Bay County.
Thank you so much. I'm Honorable Joyce Otieno Sogo Bensuda.
This is a fantastic program. Yes. 10,000 students. This is a massive program.
It's a massive program. Actually, we are not 10,000. We are above 10,000 converging today here. We are over 10,000, close to 14,000 students that are here today at Agoro Sare High School.
What does it entail?
This is a program that I'm coining up as Mama County Back to School program with 5 components. The first component is academic mentorship. The second component is bursary allocation. The third component is awareness creation on sexual and reproductive health. The fourth component is parental gender-based violence, because even their parents are not able to complete their work without sensitization on this, and then health and sanitation. I want to say that on academic mentorship we have done today, I've achieved having 3 universities here: Great Lakes University, Jaramogi University, Kenya Medical Training, TTIs, VTCs are here 3, from Homa Bay County and from beyond. And I want to say that these students have been taught since morning for the courses they want to go for. They have practically visited the booths. They have practically been taught about the entry levels. They have practically been taught about the clusters and the health issues. Number 2, on health and sanitation, we have given the students sanitary towels. And we are not leaving the boy child alone. We are also having boxers for the boys, dignity packs for the boys that we are going to give them. On bursary allocation, they have won 5,000 shillings bursary allocation. Some are under teenage program, some are under full scholarship, have not left the PWDs alone. They are also here with us. On gender-based violence, the parents have been sensitized. I have the gender-based gender department here with me. And also for sexual and reproductive health, we organize 6 rooms for all the mentees and mentors. And the program has engaged from 8 up to 11. Driving school for you.
Critically, this program, I've seen that it's actually touching on very critical issues that have affected Homa Bay for a very long time. Teenage pregnancies, school dropout, and of course gender-based violence.
That affects this program and informs this program, because Homa Bay is one of the sub-counties that are lagging behind in terms of fighting the early pregnancies, dropout from school. Actually, we've always been rated at 23%, and we are really suffering. And that's why we are fighting this effort. That informs this program. And that informs the stakeholders that have joined to help me steer ahead and champion this program. And we are not stopping any soon.
Critically also is the fact that you're not just looking at school-going children, but also looking at skilled young people in the villages that don't have certification.
Because when they are not empowered, they are prey to these boys and girls. When they are not empowered, they don't have money in the pocket to support these school fees. So as we empower the young ones, we inspire the youth so that they have money in their pockets, they have the skill, they are aware, and so they are also security of our own society.
Resources are limited.
That's our very own Simon Achola. Of course, speaking to Bensouda Osogo, County Member of Parliament for Homa Bay on matters education. And away from that, now budget constraints and gaps in coordination are some of the challenges undermining implementation of food safety standards, raising concerns about consumer health and food exports. Our speakers at a high-level meeting of the National Codex Committee in Nairobi highlighted on the need for the recognition of those various practices.
Terrors, commonly known as Codex, is a set of international food safety rules developed by the World Health Organization and the Food and Agriculture Organization. These rules guide countries on how food should be produced, processed, and traded to ensure it is safe for human consumption and accessible across the globe. Kenya uses Codex standards to guide national food laws, border inspections, and export requirements.
We have been struggling to sell our livestock and livestock products into the EU market. And you're told, no, you don't meet the standard. And so, sometimes standards are also used as trade barriers.
Kenya has remained active in Codex, but there is room to do more, particularly at the policy level. Stronger coordination, clear ownership, and sustained support will allow us to use our resources more effectively and to influence standards and directly affect our trade and public health priorities.
They cited several challenges, including budget constraints for food safety standards and uncoordinated integration of Codex activities in government work plans.
I believe with the budget, then you're able to do the work plan and also to include Codex in your performance contract. Awareness has improved through engagements, but turnover erodes continuity.
By harmonizing food safety requirements, Codex helps prevent foodborne illnesses and protect consumers along increasingly complex global supply chains.
And so all the agreements that we are getting into are really looking at how to make our exports competitive. And therefore standards becomes a key enabler for ensuring that our exports are competitive.
They believe stronger support will help keep and save food out of the market and give the country a stronger voice in setting the rules that govern global food trade. Trevor, for Lunchtime News.
Now, Absa Bank Kenya has been recognized as a top employer for 2026 by the Top Employers Institute for creating a conducive workplace. Now, Top Employers Institute, which is active in 125 countries and regions, certifies organizations based on the HR best practices. Absa Bank Kenya Chief People Officer Mombi Kahindo described the recognition as a proud moment that celebrates the company's teamwork and initiatives that prioritizes workers.
The Top Employer certification is one that recognizes organizations globally that are working towards enriching their workplace to be great places to work. As Absa Kenya, our commitment is to build an organization and a culture where our employees and the people who come to work in our organization are excited to show up every day. We continue to enhance the skills of our employees so that they can serve you better. They can also come up with products that respond to the needs that you have.
Now it's time for sports, so let's get sporty. Now the 2026 NCBA Golf Series is ongoing at the current country club, marking the start of another competitive golfing campaign across Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania and Rwanda. Now, the tournament was launched yesterday with NCBA committing 60 million Kenyan shillings for the 2026 series.
The 2026 NCBA Golf Series continues to build on 5 successful editions across Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania and Rwanda after NCBA announced the renewal of its partnership with the Kenya Golf Union and the Junior Golf Foundation. Under the renewed partnership, KGU will receive 6 million shillings to support the 2026 Kenya Amateur Golf Championship Series, which teed off yesterday with the NCBA Sigona Bowl at the Sigona Golf Club. The Junior Golf Foundation will receive 12 million shillings to support junior golf events throughout the year, focusing on nurturing young talent and expanding access to the game. A total of 35 events, including 13 main qualifiers, 14 mags and 2 club nights will be held in Kenya this year, with Uganda hosting 3, Rwanda 2 and Tanzania 1. Royal Nairobi Golf Club will host the first leg on January 31st, paving way for the series to traverse the country and will culminate with the grand finale on November 27th at the current country club.
Success in golf depends less on strength of body than upon strength of mind and character. And these are the same qualities that drive our organization, our commitment to you, our cherished partners and stakeholders.
Meanwhile, Uganda's Willie Dews and Nyeri Golf Club's Mutai Kibugu played identical rounds of 3 under par 68 to move joint top of the APSA Invitational, the 9th leg of the Sunshine Development Tour East Africa Swing at Thika Greens Golf Resort as 30 players made the cut. Despite dropping 2 shots on the second hole, the Ugandan recovered with birdies on the 3rd, 4th, 6th, 10th, 13th, 14th and 16th, but bogeyed the last 2 holes to extend his tally to 6 under par 136 ahead of the final day. On his part, Mutai dropped shots on the 3rd and 11th holes, then birdied the 4th, 14th and 17th and played an eagle on the 18th to match Dew's score for the day to set up an exciting fight for the final round.
I've been hitting really good shots and really good drives off the tee, so I'm just going to try capitalize on my swing and hopefully hold some putts. A low score is out there for anyone. I even think if you're on 1 and you can shoot a low score like 8, you can get to the top.
I kept on going. I never lose. I never lose hope. I kept on grinding, and it was so tough on the back nine. The wind is actually making it tough. But yeah, here we are.
For me, I'm gonna keep on doing what I do best. I'm gonna control what I can control because I cannot control for the other players, but only my staff. I'm gonna control what I can control and leave the rest to the big boss upstairs. And then we see where we finish and how it goes. It goes great. If not, either way, the life goes on and we move on to the next.
Zimbabwe's Victor Mapwanya, alongside Kenya's duo of David Wahu and Joroge Kibugu, are tied 3rd on the leaderboard with 4 under par 138. The APSA Invitational is offering a total prize purse of 2 million shillings, alongside official World Golf Ranking points, World Amateur Golf Ranking points, and valuable Sunshine Development Tour Order of Merit points, crucial in the race for Sunshine Tour promotion, and also count towards qualification for the 2026 Magical Kenya Open.
Now, away from amateurs golf. Now, Bandari FC have signed new players as they seek to improve their performance in the second leg of the FKF Premier League season. The Bandari have acquired the services of Herit Mongai Atariza from Mathare United and Cameroonian Bertrand Ngafei Confor, who previously featured for Coastal Union. Now, Mongai brings with him a vast top-flight experience, having previously turned out for Kariobangi Sharks, Posta Rangers, AFC Talanta and Nairobi City Stars. The 2 signings may be given the nod to start for 11 plays Bandari FC against Tusker FC this weekend. The team heads into the encounter on the back of a 2-1 victory over the Kakamega Homeboys in their last match, played last weekend at the Mbaraki Sports Club. I take you to AC Milan came from a goal down to beat Como 3-1 and close the gap between them and leaders Inter Milan to just 3 points. Now Bologna also came from a goal down to beat Como 3-2 to move up to 8th on the table.
Couldn't keep it out. Rafael through for Adrian Rabiot, who's doing it all himself tonight. 2 chances for Milan.
You know, that story from AC Milan ends our lunchtime news on KBC Channel 1 for now. My name is Giverson Maina. Our sign language interpreter is Anne Wangeshi. On behalf of everybody who made this newscast possible, we say thank you for watching. See you and bye-bye.
Kusahona wewe nafanya googling natembea in front of my husband hapo.
Kwani wewe kasuku?
Wewe
Mimi ile heshima hata nilikuwa na kuheshimu madam, naona hakuna haja.
Hata mimi hapana kuheshimu wewe. Pongine.
Huu kwanza ndo jini mkatakamba mheshimiwa.
Mimi unaona?
Nilileta majini saa ngapi?
Hiyo mimi ilikuwa napenda yeye. Unajua penda nataka kutuanga. Lakini
hiyo mapenzi yako ni tofauti.
Namna gani hata wewe iko fanya googling yeye alafu wewe na pundisa yeye nafanya jigli yangu
Why did you bring temptation kwa nyumba za wenyewe?
Yes.
Hakuna temptation imeletwa.
Hello everyone, welcome to China Farm. Wherever you are, come along with me as we embark on this fascinating journey into the world of agriculture together. Today we're visiting a cherry orchard in Beijing. The proud owner of this orchard says that he is convinced that his cherries are truly unique.